Hey guys, today let's go and look at how do we fix boot problems on Windows machine. So you might have come across the situations where you may not be able to access a VM on Azure, and sometimes you could able to ping it internally, but you're not able to take the RTP of the machine, or sometimes it doesn't ping at all. So what are those options that which you have to troubleshoot these type of issues? So now Azure provides you something called as boot diagnostics that needs to be enabled during the creation of the VM, or it can also be enabled after VM is created. So during the creation of the VM, in the management blade, you will see this option called as enable boot diagnostics. So you can go with enable with managed storage, or you can enable it with custom storage account. So it's always good to have the boot diagnostics and OS diagnostics enabled. Let us say if you haven't enabled during the creation of the VM itself, then you can always go to the boot diagnostics options, and then here under the settings you have these options of enabling the boot diagnostics. Now what is the advantage I'm going to get when I enable boot diagnostics? Now if you see this screenshot, boot diagnostics will provide you the screenshot of your console. Now it gives you the status of the VM, whatever is there on the console. By seeing this, you will be able to identify if the VM is really up or it is stuck at the boot process, and you'll come to know what exactly the state of the VM is. Now let us say this VM is up and then still you are not able to connect to it. And how do you troubleshoot? You may need to restart some services, let us say. Then how do you do that? If it is your VMware world or physical server world, you may have a console to which you can connect and troubleshoot it. But how does it work in Azure? Azure provides you something called a serial console. You can connect to the serial console and troubleshoot your OS issues. In order to enable the serial console, you need to have your boot diagnostics enabled, and you should be selecting the second option, that is enabled with custom storage account. Otherwise, you'll not be able to connect to the serial console. So now you are here in the serial console, which will basically allow you to connect to a special administration console, and it prompts for a prompt called as SSE prompt. So using this SSE prompt, you can connect it to your command prompt of the operating system. The way how it works is you need to create a command prompt channel first, connect it to that command prompt channel using your local administrator credentials, and then run all those commands that whatever you are in need of. Let us quickly see how do we create a command prompt channel. So in order to create a command prompt channel, you can just type a command called cmd. Now you see it created a channel called as cmd0001. How do I see the list of channels which are available? Just put a command called ch, it gives me the channels which are available here. Now I need to connect to this command prompt channel. Right now you see I am on SCSC channel, right? So I need to connect to this command prompt channel. So let me quickly show you the help that which will help us to connect to the command prompt channel. So in order to switch a channel, you will be using ch-si and then the number of the channel, or you can use ch-sn with the name of the channel. I am little lazy, I prefer going with the number. So how do I say it? ch-si and then number of the channel, cmd0001 channel number is 1. I put as 1 and then enter. So you need to enter twice, and then it asks you username and password. I'll give my local admin username which I created during machine deployment. It is not part of the domain, I'll leave it blank. Then the password. There you go. So here you are at the command prompt of this operating system. So now you can run all those commands that whatever are required to troubleshoot your machine. Maybe service restart, maybe renaming some file or whatsoever. So those are all can be attained from this command prompt. Now you can also switch to what you call it as your PowerShell from here, and you can install and uninstall the roles and all those things that whatever are needed from here as well. Right, I'm back to my command prompt channel. So let us say you're connected to this machine. Let us see how, with a small example, how do we troubleshoot? How does this, command prompt serial console will help us. Now you're on the same VM, which is VM1. You can see it. Let us say somebody accidentally disables this network interface card on this VM, and then you go and lose the connectivity to this particular server. Right, you lose the connectivity. Now, in order to enable this network interface card, I should have some means to connect to this VM, either through a console, a GUI console, or through a command prompt. Now, this command prompt here, now I will be using to kind of re-enable that network interface card and connect back to that machine. Now, I lost this connection to this machine. So I'm here at the command prompt of the VM called VM1. So let me say netsh, right? Netsh interface show interface, right? Now this should give me the list of network interface cards and their status, right? So you have only one network interface card, and you can see the state is disabled, disconnected. That is the interface, what you call it as status. Now you clearly see that the network interface card is disconnected. Now you need to go and re-enable this. So I'll use the same command netsh and then interface. Now I'll use set interface. Set interface name Ethernet enable. Right, so we're basically running a command to enable the network interface card. So what I'm doing, netsh interface and set interface name enable. Right, I just initiated that command. Now we should be able to connect back to this VM. Right, so there you go. So you can manage troubleshoot things from this command prompt, which will help you a lot. Now let us say that you are frequently getting into the situation where your server is hung. So then you go and use a memory dump related memory. You may have to capture memory dump. So this NMI, non-maskable interrupt, will help you to just take the server off and capture the memory of the memory dump of this particular VM. So which you can use at the later point of time to debug and understand what exactly the reason why the VM is behaving weirdly. Now there could be some situations where you may what you call it as you may get into a situation where you may have to get into last known good configuration. So in order to access your boot process, you should have access, you should be able to see your system during the boot up. Now, in order to do that, you have to kind of go and enable your boot's BCD edit settings. Just wait for 10 minutes, and it should also have the boot manager display enabled. And these are the commands that which we should be running on the machine to kind of set up these settings on your BCD edit file, right? So let me get into the VM itself, and then let me open the command prompt. Now again, these configurations should be done as a part of your what you call it as OS build itself. It's always good to have these settings. This will help you to go and troubleshoot your operating system issues, right? So I am setting boot menu yes. I am saying that timeout value. I'll say instead of 10, I'll increase that maybe 30, right? And then again BCD edit set boot EMS. If this is for older version of operating systems, but I'll go and run this one as well. So now you changed your boot BCD edit settings. If I go and type BCD edit, then it will display the current settings of my boot manager. Now you can see the timeout of your boot menu is 30 seconds, and then you can also see EMS enabled, and display boot menu is yes. Otherwise you will not be able to see the boot menu, and even if it is, then it may just go flash and go, right? So that's the reason we are taking 30 seconds here. Now let us assume that you did patch this machine, and then or there are some configuration changes that which has happened on this machine, and after that you are not able to the applications hosted are not functioning as expected. Now your requirement is to go to the last known good configuration, right? So I'll just reboot this machine from here, and let me watch this console, right? So I lose access to this console now because my VM is getting rebooted. Now you see you lost it. SSE will become unavailable. Soon the computer is shutting down. Now you can see uh, this particular uh, boot process, and I pressed F8 from here, right, function key. Now you are here in the what do you call it as advanced options of boot. Now you can choose different options. Maybe you may want to get into safe mode and work on that, or maybe sometimes you may want to get into last known good configuration, or sometimes safe mode with networking. So there are multiple options here. So I'll go and select last known good configuration. Now that boots my machine in last known good configuration state. So this serial console will help you not only to connect to your OS through a command prompt if the VM is up, and if you have already configured your OS when it is healthy during with these settings, you will also be able to get into the boot menu and select the last known good configuration or safe mode or whatsoever. So this will help you as an administrator to troubleshoot things in an effective way. I think that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, if you understand this, and if you had liked this, then please press the like icon and subscribe to this channel in case if you haven't subscribed it. Thank you.